amazing guest, Esteban. Love to have you in my space, brother. It's a pleasure having you here. It's a pleasure have had you in my life. That's one of my role models.
Lindo. Appreciate you, George.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here. But this podcast is gonna be more about you than it is gonna be about me.
Oh,
so I
really?
love to hear some of your growing up story. We share sixth grade together.
Middle school, man.
Middle school.
2006.
Miami Spring. Shout out to all my homeboys
Whoop,
in
whoop.
Miami Springs. This is a true legend that came out of Miami Springs, showing and leading the way.
Lindo.
So tell me a little bit about your story, how you grow up in such a humble beginning. You're successful and you're still humble. I love that about you. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay, born and raised Cuban. That's where the humble hits. I came in 2006. That's where we met. Miami Spring Middle School. Afterwards, Westland Hialeah Senior High. Then, educational wise, FIU. I did a double bachelor's, one in biological sciences and another one in psychology. Then psychology takes me to do psychology work. I officially, the FIU years were to please my mom. She wanted me to be a surgeon.
Wow.
And that's how I went. Second year into FIU, I sit down with my counselor and she says, actually, if you do these other courses, then you can get out with a double bachelor's.
Okay.
I'm glad I said yes. I'm a yes man. I've always been. And then that double bachelor's is what helped me create the next step into my life, which was the psychology work. I was meeting with patients that maybe presented with double personality disorder, depression symptoms,
Wow.
people that didn't want to be here with you and I.
That is a huge background I didn't know about you.
Yeah. So it was roughly 6 months doing shadow work and then 3 years doing psych work. It was difficult to take off the uniform. That was my biggest take of that. It was difficult to get home and just let the problems be theirs and not mine.
So you were being at work while you were home.
Yes.
Yes.
That has been a ride because I do real estate now and
Correct.
it's also difficult.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, definitely.
It still is.
It still is. But at this moment in my life, I'm doing psych work is definitely a hurdle. And I meet Danny. Danny until this day is...
Shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny, DLT.
Let's go.
My best friend, man. My best friend now. Back then, it was Rosie's colleague, Rosie's mentor. Rosie's my wife. Rosie was into real estate first.
Okay.
And then she takes a deal to Danny's desk. And Danny says, I like you. You're going to work with me. We're going to kick ass together. And then Rosie puts a pause into the real estate business and transitions into mortgages. That's what Danny did. That's why Rosie brought a deal to Danny. Then they started working together, and it was a pitfall of clients that they would tackle in the mortgage side, yet no one would be able to treat them in the real estate side.
Ooh.
So Danny, from a business angle, he starts working out with me in the morning, 5 a.m. I do CrossFit. I love CrossFit. It's my life.
It shows.
Mental health, it's what I do it for.
Love it.
And then Danny starts working out with me at 5 a.m. in the morning, and he tells me, Niño, ¿por qué tú no te metes en bienes raíces? Why don't you start in the real estate career to handle the clients that were coming in?
Yeah. They were having massive intake, not a knowledgeable person that can take it on.
And he says, you do it. You already negotiate for someone's life.
You're a negotiator at heart.
Georgie, I was having conversations with people that they were very difficult. And my job there was to get them out of wherever they were.
Right.
Me winning signifies them living. So I needed
Wow.
to win that conversation.
Wow.
He's telling me right now you're negotiating for their life. I mean, come here to the dark side and negotiate for, I don't know, an escrow of 30,000, 40,000, maybe 100,000, but you're negotiating for money. It's tangible, it's finances. You're not negotiating for someone's life that it can be a weight on your shoulders. I stumble upon the idea, and the next day I go, Danny, I quit. He's like, what? I just proposed an idea. What are you doing? Yeah, bro, that's it. No take bikes. What do we do now?
All in.
All in. I'm
Dove
a yes
in.
man. Georgie,
Dove in.
if there's something that I've...
No plan B.
No regrets. I don't
No
know.
regrets. Yeah, you don't want to take home some regrets. So that leads me into the next question.
Go.
I remember to this day when you were posting about emotions when you made that first transaction, like getting that first family into their home. I remember to this day how happy you felt. How did that make you feel?
It was definitely an achievement because I would be able to provide for that family.
Beautiful.
They had a roof.
Powerful.
They had equity on their home over the years. They had maybe a place to call home that in a year or two, it wouldn't take them away from it.
Correct.
Man, it was a blessing to be able to do that. So I said, let's do some more. So that first year, I did 24 transactions.
24 homes getting into their first property.
First year,
First year in the business.
24 transactions.
All in.
Oh, wait,
That's what all in attitude gives you.
3 hours of sleep
I get you.
every day.
Been there.
Working Sundays.
Love
O sea, no de que nada de que Papa Dios on Sunday church. No, bro. Hey, give me a second. I'll get back to you. Let me attend to my clients.
Of course.
It's been a ride, Georgie. I'm pretty sure entrepreneur life has also taken you.
That is why you're in my space. I see you as a beautiful entrepreneur that just strives throughout life. If you got 2 hours of sleep, you're still giving out your best. You're working out. You're showing others the way and the successful life that we have here in the United States.
And let me tell you, sometimes it's not 100%. Sometimes I'm waking up and I'm driving at a 70%.
Yeah.
All that matters, Georgie, is that I'm giving the 100% of that 70%. Sometimes I'm giving 50%, and I give 100% of that 50%. That's also something that I want to chime in and just shout out to my wife, Rosie. She puts up a lot of that percentage that I'm not having. If I'm having a bad day, Danny also comes in. Nino, what do you need? I got you.
The image of a successful man comes from a understanding woman that empowers you.
The circle that you surround yourself with is really important. It's crucial.
100%.
Because they feed you.
I agree.
There's a thing called energy. I mean, if we take our body to the atom, which is the smallest particle, the atom is composed of 99.9999% energy and 0.0001% matter. So we are energy. That we're feeling right now, it's energy. So whenever someone comes, if you're down and that someone gives you a hug and bro, everything's gonna be okay. And the next person comes singing, and the next person, and you show up to the office, and that's the atmosphere that you're creating. You feel it, bro. You get to thrive on it.
Yeah, but that gives me a reason why to say that you have that in you, because you're a salsa dancer at heart.
I am.
You're such a bro. I see you dancing. I'm like, I want to be this guy.
That's how I met Rosie. Actually, that's how I met my wife.
Dancing. What a lovely way to meet your wife.
Yo la conocí bailando.
Ay, qué rico.
Okay, so dancing has been a chair. I call it a chair. So sometimes we need a friend to talk to. That's a chair. Sometimes we need maybe a drink to lower the anxiety levels. That's a chair. Sometimes we need to just disconnect and recharge. That's a chair. For me, a chair is something that you can pour into, and salsa has been a chair. So congresses, right? We go to salsa dances. We go to the congress itself as a weekend. Socials, we go and we disconnect. Also, it's something that we get to share. As a marriage, we get to go out and we dance. Pero más que nada has been a chair because I get to just feel myself dance and I forget everything.
It makes sense on me now. Why such a beautiful woman like your wife has such an important life and role in your success. Would you agree to that?
100%.
Because you met her doing or by doing the one thing you love and that disconnects you, that leads into always being happy. Is that what your house feels like?
Yeah, man. I after work, after a long day,
Yeah.
she makes everything better. That's actually one of
You
my
guys make everything better.
yeah. That's actually she's one of my main drivers. She's one of my main motors, if you call it.
100%.
I wake up, there's a hard situation, and coño, let me show up. For me, yes, 100%. But for her, let me,
200%.
let me show up.
Yeah. It shows on your caring. It shows on your success and it also shows on the men you are. So, how does obviously we already know the one woman that you love the most leads you into a powerful business, which is real estate. We spoke about a bit about feelings and how that felt for you helping other families. How is that now becoming in a business and a transaction where you have people that are now interested on investing with you?
So what's the question?
People that are now not just homeowners that want to be homeowners, but want to invest into a property at a long term result.
So,
So people that are trying to invest their money in real estate.
like, what's the importance?
What's the importance of that?
I want to say that investing into real estate, it's one of the best decisions actually that I've ever made. I preach it.
You've done it.
Yeah, I own multiple properties around the city.
Shout out.
Yeah, and
Under 30 years old.
woo, 29.
Let's go.
Papa, que frío. I really see why you own an AC company, bro.
Hey, Mike, you want to turn the AC up?
Please,
Two,
please.
2 degrees.
Please, Mike, because that's
The
getting me-
thermostat's right behind you. Please,
that's-
Mike.
The AC vent. I don't know what you got
This
here.
is,
5 tons.
yeah, I'm so sorry. I placed you under the AC vent.
All good.
I should have gave. It is only a statement to what I do. I'm sorry.
Definitely. Okay. Investing. Yes, I not only preach it, but I think about myself as a do what I say because I do it. I lead by example. So the advantage of me owning multiple properties around the city has given me leeway to play around with that money. I am living an investment. I am renting that investment at the same time, giving the opportunity to others to be able to have a home because they're renting it from me. Maybe they don't have the credit or the qualifications to buy a home. I am providing
You're
a
that
shelter.
provider.
So aside from that benefit that fills my soul, also there's another benefit that fills my pocket. So opening another branch right now, we moved to Doral, 8260 Northwest, y la 27. We opened an office of like 3,200 square feet. It has a content room inside, 2 bathrooms, water fountains. I never thought I would have water fountains where. So anyways,
We're going to be showing you exactly what he's saying shortly. I've gotten the invitation to go to his space, so we're going to be showing you guys exactly how that looks.
Your family,
and
bro.
what he's trying to project. We're going to see it
family,
live.
Your family. I want to say that, Georgie, you're one of my oldest contacts from this country. Like I came, I arrived,
Yeah.
I met you, and we've kept in contact somehow, some way. It's
Somehow,
beautiful.
some way. Yes.
2006, bro.
It's very
that's
hard to do so
more
these
than
days.
it's 20 years.
Yeah.
I've known you for 20 years, if you
years.
think about it.
Yeah.
Papa, ¿ha llovido?
De hecho, hoy estaba lloviendo.
Hoy estaba lloviendo. So, anyways, it's given me, aside from the benefit of filling my soul, is also giving me the benefit of filling my pocket and being able to play with that money. So I'm living an investment. I am renting that investment. It gives me equity over the years. I got to pull money from here, put it over there, get a HELOC on this one. It just gives. I want to sell it. I sell it. Good market, sure.
Capital gain.
Capital gain, taxes. It's everything. Everything. It just real estate has been a beautiful tool that if you get to use it, if you know how to use it to your advantage, it just provides so much endless possibilities.
Especially it's an asset.
Yeah.
You're not playing with liabilities.
Nope.
You know, it's a beautiful thing you said. I'm very interested in it. The reason why is because when you start, leveling up, you do start to come across some money. So therefore, you need to look for better financial decisions into investments, and that's why I went into researching in new construction. What do you think about that?
New construction has pros and cons.
Okay.
Um, New construction has the settling to the house. Maybe in the next 1 2 years, the groundwork, the weight of the house is constantly pushing down. So you're gonna have grouts y la losa rompiendo, etc. That's one. Two, more of a con is once you sign on new construction, if it hasn't been developed yet, then you gotta wait for permits. You gotta wait for phase one, two, three, and in that waiting, there's so much that could happen that it's kind of dangerous. For example, materials going up cost or interest rates changing, and now what you had in mind is not the same monthly payment that you're going to be paying. um there's cons, and of course there's pros. You got to weight them. Pros, you're getting.
So that's on the residential personal side. What about in the investment type of situation where a building is going to be made in 3 years, and I'm investing into it now? So what would you say my return on investment?
Brother, anything you invest in real estate wise is a good investment.
So that's in a way it's a little bit more risky, but is a little bit more long term, but is still a good investment.
Anything you invest in, especially in Miami. So other markets are less volatile, and other markets are, you have to wait and see what comes around and goes around. Here in Miami, you get it ASAP. You start building equity on the property. You start playing around with whatever that gives you. So anything in Miami, you're gonna be for sure. I mean, tampoco like look at the deal.
Of
Look at
course.
what it's upfront and personal, and decide one step at a time, one property at a time. If it's multiple properties, then have be sure and be advised around the area, the what is it that you're going to be paying, what's your cap. Like there's is of course many things to consider, but an investment in Miami is just definitely worth it.
That is exactly why somebody knowledgeable like you is so important. And I can freely say that because in your space you're the leader. In my space I try to be the leader, right? So you've done a very good job of projecting how you are the leader in your space, where I can see that through many years, right? So you have investments in Miami. You believe in investments. Um, how does that come into the role where you have your own company now? Is that correct?
That's a blessing, bro.
Your own company.
That's a
I
blessing.
saw that not too long ago and I was so fired up.
That's a blessing, bro.
Tell
Um,
me, why is that a blessing?
we've had that company for. We did the grand opening in
Wait,
February.
wait, 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 wait. I'm sorry. What's the company's name?
Knock Knock Realty. I have a fun personality, so
I love it.
I was trying to get something, and I tried. I got something that matched my personality. At the same time, is easy to market, is easy to get across. Actually, my shoes.
That's huge right there.
I wanted to make real estate warm. Ever since I got into the industry, it's been transactions. It's been, you know, get clients. It's been just close deals, and that's it. But coming from where I came from a Latin background. I'm Cuban again, and just having a transaction close and that's it. I wanted warmth. So the culture that we're building inside of Knock Knock is family oriented, friends instead of transactions. What else can you do to get close to the people that you're doing transactions and business with? Because then what are you even doing it for? So Knock Knock gave me the opportunity to make the rules of the business. And then every time I go around with my phone, it's like knock knock, and the marketing is there. If you hear a knock knock joke, then already the marketing is there. If you hear
So
a thud,
powerful.
if you hear a thud at the door, yeah, it's already knock.
Such good-hearted, warming, knock knock.
That's it. Knock Knock Realty, bro.
Love it, dude.
That came
But
actually.
why was it so striving? Was because you were trying to say that again, change something.
It was so we started. Okay, how it started.
I love
The house, bro. The house pizarrita moment is how I like to call
like
it.
the one I got outside.
Brainstorm. Ahí está. Brainstorming. Empezamos ahí. We had a team huddle. Not hurdle, huddle. We had a team huddle. Y todo mundo, what are we doing? What do we want? What's the achievement? Where are we going? Y ahí empezamos que si...
Circulito.
Empezamos a pintar, empezamos a dibujar, empezamos a...
Porque la vida es un arte.
Más nada.
So that leads me into the next question, where now you're showing others through your business what anybody in the United States is capable of. What have you told yourself as a kid when you got here to the United States? What was the one thing, if you can go back and tell them?
If I can go back in time,
No. If you could, as you are right now, tell that kid that you were, what would you tell him?
you know, I have a tattoo here.
Yeah.
It says exactly your question.
Woo!
You know why? Because it was my mission to go around, I want to say 7 to 8 years ago, I told myself if I could learn from others, if I could already see their mistakes and somehow not make them my own, how can I avoid their pain? How can I avoid whatever it is that they didn't do to make it work? So I started asking professionals, and I started asking people around the industry, professionals, people that knew what they were doing, to give me life advice. And that same question, if you were to talk to yourself when you were a 5-year-old, what would you tell them? Knowing what you know now. And I went to elder couples that led led a life of 25-year-old marriages. And I would ask them, hey, exactly the same question. And they would say, in the love life, never go to bed mad at each other. Okay. I wrote it down.
Woo! Write it down.
Never go to bed mad at each other.
Write that down.
Boom. I went to a handyman that had a career of 35 years into handyman. The guy was a stud, is a stud. And I asked him if you would, the same question. And he would say, let me get back to you. When he did come back to me, he said, mueve la escalera, move the ladder.
Handyman.
A handyman. I say, what do you mean mueve la escalera? Just think about it. Okay. Mueve la escalera could go many ways. Mueve la
Keep
escalera.
moving.
Mueve la escalera is whenever you are done con ese pedacito and you're trying to reach a pedacito que no llega, just get down, take the long road, move the stairs, get back up, paint another piece. Just if that piece is not there right now, take the long road, don't take any shortcuts. So I started asking many people the same question. And then I went ahead to a business conference in New York.
Shout out to New York.
And shut up. And when I was sitting in the audience, the person asked one of the panelists this question.
Wow.
Okay, I start taking notes. And the guy says, everything's going to be okay. So I tattooed here, actually, in my right leg, todo va a estar bien. And that's what I would tell myself, because there's going to be ups and downs, but most of the time, we're going to be okay. There's going to be just botches along the road, and we're going to be okay. So it doesn't matter what life throws at you, you're going to find out a way to be okay. Todo va a estar bien. And I put it in the right thigh because I believe that my legs are the strongest part of my body. So whenever I
And
have,
they are.
whenever I need to just get out of the situation that I'm in, I use my imagination to just grab my thigh, just tighten it, and just get out of this space, and use my imagination to believe that there is an exit, and there's a green door, and there is just healthy, good, positive vibes waiting tomorrow, or maybe after tomorrow.
Because that's where your most testosterone levels are. You snap them and they activate you real quick.
Nice.
Legs are very powerful to a man. So that's amazing.
That's what I would tell my 5-year-old. Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be okay.
And everything is.
And everything is. Everything is. Everything will be, as far as you keep striving. So going back to the personal life, we left off where we were in middle school. Then you went to got a professional in psychology. Nowhere near you ended up. How does psychology, understanding others, led into you being so successful?
Well, I think is very near. I think, in my opinion, psychology opened up my sympathetic and empathetic levels. I can be walking in someone else's shoes. I can know what they're feeling. I can resemblance, you know, their point of life, and actually be proactive and use that situation right there to just get back at them and let them know.
So that led to a lot of closings in the first year.
Yeah. So if you listen
Because
closely,
you were trying to get to people's heart. And that's where I kind of see where psychology kicked in, where it led you to, like, your business, your, what's his name again? Danny. He showed you that you were already doing transactionals where you were helping people from a negative state, bring them to a positive. That's very hard to do. So when you let that into real estate, of course, a boom.
it was magical.
It was magical.
Yeah.
A lot of hours, a lot of long nights, a lot of harsh sleep, but it was magical.
We need motors. Also, we need whys. We need purpose. I think one of the best tools that I've gotten is to have many whys, is to have motors, is to have just las cosas que te puedan propulsar.
Ooh.
One is Rosie. One, definitely, I wouldn't want to let her down. So I get up every morning and I fight. Two is the fact that we're all gonna die. So that's definitely one of the reasons why I wake up every morning and I do my best. I try my best. I give my 100%. Is we're gonna die. So knowing that there's an end cap, knowing that there is the end of the light, I just give in, all in, 100%. So that's two. And then
Yeah, you're a yes man.
I'm a yes man. I the all the big decisions in my life, they come to me, and just like they come to you, and just like they come to everyone, we just have to recognize them. There's a path. We just have to take that path. Whenever it presents, you take the opportunity, you take the door, you open the door. Hey, if it was for me, I'm still gonna be walking inside that door. If it wasn't for me, then some way, somehow, that door's gonna keep closed. You just say yes. You
How many
compromise.
times have you feared opening that door?
With fear, I always. I mean, what?
Fear.
Yes, there is fear. There is.
Is fear a great indicator for you to go ahead and open that door?
Yes,
Oh my God.
because it's uncomfortable.
You like the uncomfortable.
I don't like it. I just feel that I need to feel comfort in the uncomfort. That's how we grow. That's how we set the bar. That's how we raise the bar.
That's where you set new standards. And
If
that's what you're all about.
the pain threshold increases, the tolerance increases. So little by little, you
Yeah,
start.
you're a CrossFitter.
Yeah,
You're a CrossFitter.
CrossFit is it's.
You wake
definitely-
up, you put massive 1 hour nonstop work. You clock out and you clock into yourself.
Yep.
What does that 1 hour of straight CrossFitting does to you mentally and spiritually?
CrossFit is a huge part of my life, Georgie. CrossFit, aside from fitness and health, meaning, oh, I look good or whatever.
Yeah.
I think CrossFit helps me be my better self. It helps with my mental health in a way that I'm having a bad day, boom, CrossFit just helps. I'm having a good day, boom, CrossFit helps. Just because. And it pushes the threshold. It definitely pushes the threshold. Once I'm there, it's a 20-minute AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. Minute 17 hits. I'm still missing 3 more minutes into the workout. And that's why I came today. That's
Those
why
last 3 minutes.
those 3 minutes is why we came. And I tell myself, like, I mean, if I'm in the groove. Esteban, tú eres un lobo, tú eres un tigre, mete candela. Para esto viniste. Entonces, those 3 minutes is what defines that day inside of CrossFit. And that's what pushes the threshold. And if you take it to a personal life or a professional life, whenever hurdles come your way, those 3 minutes make it or break it. That's what you get. That's what you put in. So CrossFit has helped me, aside from the fitness life and being athletic and health, and also from the mental perspective, mental health. I get to cool down, I get to disconnect. Also from the professional and personal world, where I can say I have 3 more minutes, I'm going to push and I'm going to give it all I got. CrossFit for me is a lifestyle. CrossFit, I wouldn't see a life without CrossFit.
I think CrossFit shows you how not to quit.
Ahí está.
And if you learn that in business, I know so many successful people that had not lasted 1 more minute and quit.
And there's various programs. I
So-
mean, it doesn't have to be CrossFit.
No. Business.
Yeah.
We're talking about business.
Yep.
I can bet right now and lose that you have had the 1 minute on rep in your business where you've said, I quit, but you went through it.
Those last 3 minutes.
So it's part of a.
I quit every day, bro.
You quit every day?
I got this from Hormozy.
I
Every time.
thought I was the only man that quit to myself, by the way.
Every day, whenever happens, whatever situations you're going through, I can't do this anymore. The hot showers, the long stairs into the abyss, is difficult, to wake up the next day and just keep on through. So if I can quit every day, just be at ease with it, and then the next morning I can say, you know what? Let's do this again. And that's it.
You know what I actually tell myself? The other day I did it. It was a very psychological thing for me. I went and got a few, aesthetics, Botox, like, trying to take care of myself better now. And I came into the office and I said, I'm off for the day. I put in so much more work while my mentally status was off that when I tell myself I'm gonna go and beat the war and grind. So now what I've told myself is you just enjoying life and creating so much for others to follow.
That's another one of my whys, by the way. That's another one of my purposes.
What is?
Knowing that I am actively pouring into someone's life or career, it just drives me. The success stories before me and after me, it just helps me know that I am doing well for others and that someone is better off because somehow, some way, I poured into their life. That's actually I have three whys and I cover them all. Rosie, um, this one that I just told you, and there is a final destiny. There's a final day, death. Those are my three whys.
And within that, you said very clearly that you're leaving a legacy.
I would I would like to think that um, a legacy is being made.
I know. I don't like to think. I know a legacy is being made because you're trying to push into others without even you knowing how things could be so much better. You know how you, by example, are leading a whole new generation that is following you. You believe in your followers. You believe in them. You believe so much that you're creating this for better entrepreneurship, better guidance, less crimes, less negativity in the world, where we lead into being our best version every day.
Well said.
Have you ever thought of that? What would you say? What would be one thing you would say to your followers that believe strongly how I believe in you?
Wow, Georgie. Um, it will get better. It doesn't matter what you do, it will get better. It doesn't matter what you've done, it will get better. It doesn't matter the circumstance, it will get better.
What's this is kind of personal and I love it. You answer your way. What's your non-negotiables?
Non negotiables. I strive for excellence, so non negotiable would be going off the excellence route. Non negotiables would be doing a job half ass. So, for example, it doesn't matter whether, wait, in the office, we had to run a line for the printer. The printer is like a monster of a printer. It's a big boy of a printer. So I'm so happy with that printer, bro. That printer came in and I was just a happy kid in Christmas morning. It prints out 92 pages per minute.
Wow.
It holds 600,000 prints in a month. O sea que lo que sea que tú le tires, it's a big boy. So it warms up.
In your world, it means a lot.
Estaba disparando el catao.
Está disparando billetes.
El catao de la electricidad lo estaba disparando.
Wow.
So energy.
Hold on, hey, you need an electrician?
I myself, that's one of the point of the point of the story.
You're a do door? You do it all?
The point of the story is el
The breaker.
the breaker. I had to switch up, tirarle una línea de 20 amperes. Puse un breaker nuevo. Entonces tiré la línea por el techo, llegó por al lado. We had to fish hook it, the whole thing.
Whole 9 yards.
So we could go ahead and just
hire somebody.
no, más bien, bueno, el punto de la historia es striving for excellence. So
Right.
when I'm doing the job and I find myself doing the job, I can just run a cable o dejar ese mismo que está puesto y ver, pero I find intricacy and the curiosity of getting it neat. So para mí, un non-negotiable is not going the extra step or the extra mile. We have a mortgage company, actually. It's called Extra Mortgage. My wife is the CEO.
Shout out to Rosie again.
Yes, Rosie. So we go the extra mile for you. I'm always going the extra mile in everything I do. I dive 100% into it. La gente, yo sé, no sé, estoy escribiendo y me dicen, oh, Esteban, no sé cuánto. Give me a sec. So I dive 100% into everything that I'm doing.
So that leads back to the beginning when you started saying where you couldn't take work. I mean, you took work everywhere, where the terms where you took work home. Now you've learned how to dial in and give 100% where you're in rather than 50% that you're here and there.
Bueno, yeah. Like once I encounter a task, I give 100% into that task. But a non-negotiable would be not giving 100% to that task. That's a non-negotiable. That's the... So to finish the story of the printer, whenever we ran the cables, it could have been, I don't know, 14.3, it could have been 14.2. No, we got the exact same cables that printer needed. Running the cable up, getting the exact measure from here to over there, the panel, cómo está distribuido el panel, a dónde voy a poner cada cable. O sea, it's just working in excellence and giving 100% to everything I do.
You're so meticulous.
Eso. Yes. So a non-negotiable is giving less than 100% to each one of the tasks that I perform during the day.
Being strictly meticulous.
No solamente in the professional life, but in
everywhere.
Everywhere. Whatever you do. Papá, si lo vas a hacer, lo haces bien, ¿me entiendes?
Si no lo vas.
Si no,
¿Para qué lo vas a hacer?
¿Para qué lo vas a hacer?
Vas a gastar tiempo.
Exacto. So, do it well.
Do it very well. And, of course, man, it shows.
Thank you.
It shows. I'm so honored.
Georgie.
I'm so honored with this content that we're going to be showing the new generation what they're capable of. Because you and I, my friend, are cooking, but we're going to be cooked somehow. Like you said, our end of the bargain, where it leads me to the end of this podcast is you started it. What would you not do willing to stay alive to not have regrets at the end of the life?
Boom. That's it. You got it, George.
I don't. They got to hear from you. What makes you strive where you don't want to have any regrets? I don't want to go to my deathbed and have any regrets.
What makes... Oh, that was a question?
Yes.
Okay. Go again. Maybe we cut this.
Where 1, 2, 3.
Espérate. Ya yo pensé que te estaba despidiendo y yo desconecté. Ya tú estabas...
No, it's the last one.
Yeah, okay, well, guys, no sé qué. Yo,
I haven't laid my questions down the right way.
Here, there, with a smile on my face. Okay, you got it, Georgie. Let's go. And then, oh, that was a question for me.
It was actually a question for you.
Okay, go.
Would you? Okay. 3, 2. Right now, would you take any regrets down in your deathbed?
Regrets. Listen, Georgie, I believe that everything happens for a reason and we have our own path. Everything is written. So if it happened in your life, then there's a purpose for it. I believe that we grow from everything that happens in your life. So me saying I have regrets is not going with my motto. So I have learned from my mistakes. I have achieved great things from my, victories. I'm happy with my life, and that's the true purpose of life: living a life of fulfillment and no regrets, and just being happy how you are, where you're going. It's just living a life full of purpose.
Guys, couldn't have been better. You laid it all out.